Do you know where the Ventura Ghost Group heard that it was even there was even a reason to investigate Camarillo?
Well, apparently they had been going there for a couple months. So, they had got a hold of us and asked us if we wanted to come down. So, on one of our trips there with us, Dr. Barry Taft and Richard Sennett were both were going to be there. So it was
very exciting for me because I really wanted to investigate it alongside both of them. So I was like a little kid in it.
Wait.
You know, speaking, you know, some Disneyland.
Hold on. I think we can hear you now.
I think we got you pretty good.
I'm gonna put you on mute real fast. And
okay,
go ahead and talk.
So they were going there for a few months, and they just.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you good. So it was just like a whim that they thought maybe there might be some activity at this old place, so they went and they found what they were looking for, right?
Yeah, they did. They contacted us and said, hey guys, you know, there's a lot of activity in this place. You know, you guys should really come down and check it out. So they had, like I said, they had been going there for a couple months, exploring a couple of the buildings. So when we went down there, like I said, they had called us, they had invited us, and they had called us, you know, prior to that, and said, hey guys, Dr. Barry Taft's going to be here, and Richard Sennett. You know, you guys are going to have a great time. So we were so excited to be there. So we went there, like I said, with about 25 people. Investigated what was Unit 25, 26, and the RT building, which is a receiving and treatment building. Like I said, everything was wide open. We did get quite a bit of EVP that night, including some whistling. We stopped actually in between the investigation to listen to our recordings. So we had quite a bit of EVP for our first time there. I was very impressed with the place.
What was it about your group that made them contact you? Or did your group start out doing other investigations? They heard about your work, or what happened?
Yeah, what happened was my former team, the founder of the team, they actually knew him for a while, so they contacted him, and they were part of a meetup. So they contacted him, said, you guys should really check this place out. Like I said, I had no idea that this place even existed. So I always wanted to investigate a former state hospital. I said, yeah, let's do it. You know, so it was really cool for us to go. And like I said, I found out right before that these people were going to be there. So it was really exciting for me to go there.
How was the security back then? I mean, was there no problem with you guys walking around with your equipment and going into these places?
Yeah, there was basically, like I said, no police at all, not even any security. So we had basically free reign of the entire campus. And like I said, you know, now you can't even walk in there with more than, you know, we don't like to go there with no more than 5 people because we attract too much attention. Back then, like I said, we used to go with like 25 to 30 people, break up into teams, and hit different buildings, which was really cool. Like I said, every door was open. We were able to stay there for as long as we wanted with no issues with police or security or anything like that.
Did you ever encounter any homeless people or anybody squatting there?
No, there was no homeless people. Like I said, a lot of the people that are in this chat room right now have been to Camarillo. Those of you that haven't, it's very far off. It's almost in a rural place. It's several miles away from the freeway. And there's really no people there. Like I said, now they converted into a campus. It wasn't a campus before. It wasn't. You know, this is before they had made plans to turn it into a university. So there was literally like nobody there.
And you were there with Peter James, right? You took him there?
Yes.
Actually, when was that?
That was in June of 2007. I had met Peter James aboard the Queen Mary on one of his tours, and got to know him really well. And a few times after I had a chance to actually go to his house and talk to him, we had mentioned Camarillo State Hospital to him, and he actually had heard of Camarillo. and he was very interested in going to Camarillo. And he said, Frank, I really want to go there. Can you guys take me there? I said, yes, of course we can. So it was so exciting to take him there. And like I said, it happened in June of 2007. The only thing that he had wanted was that he didn't want a lot of people there. He wanted basically just my team there, which was consisted of the three of us at the time. Myself, and then the other two members, as well as Peter and his assistant, Grant. So we picked him up along the way. He lived in Hollywood, so we picked him up along the way, headed over to Camarillo. Like I said, we arrived there at dusk, and you know, he immediately, in fact, along the way, this is interesting, along the way to Camarillo, off the 101, when we were getting ready to get off the freeway, he started picking up on a lot of the energies around the area, and, you know, talking about how back in the day, you know, it was, you know, the Chumash Indian, it was a Chumash Indian reservation, and, you know, he picked up on all that. On the way in, you know, as Peter always did, he liked to walk around the outskirts of the building first to get a feel for the place. So we walked onto the campus. In fact, our first building that we hit was unit number 26, which is a very active building.
What is unit 26? We
walked 26? In there, and I'm sorry?
What is unit 26?
Unit 26 was a former lockdown unit that we understood was a building where they kept a lot of the hard-to-keep patients or hard to restrain type of patients. So we got access into that building, and you know, from the moment we walked in, he immediately sensed a lot of energy there. So one of my videos that I have on YouTube, it basically shows him walking into the building and what he was able to. He did express interest in coming back or going back, but unfortunately it didn't happen. You know, he picked up on several entities in that one unit alone. So it was very exciting just to have him walk in after several times that I had been in at a particular building and picked up EVPs. It was really exciting to have him walk in and sense what was there and actually give us names, as he did in that clip, where he you know, he walked into a bathroom and picked up on a female entity that had been currently murdered there and gave us a name. So that was really cool. I was very impressed with that, as well as other parts of the building that he was basically almost running into spirits. And he would walk down the building, and the fun thing about Peter is that he wanted to go into every room. He opened every door and took a look in, took a couple seconds to sense what was in there. You know, if he didn't feel anything, he walked away, and then he'd continue walking down the corridor, and if he there was a couple times where he actually ran into something and would say, guys, there's something in front of me, you know, can you feel it? And then he would try to communicate with them, which was really cool. So that was really a great thing. I mean, it's something that I will always remember, was having him there.
Did he express a reason why he didn't want to go back?
He wanted to go back. The thing is that he was doing the Queen Mary tours at the time. You know, he had an extensive contract with the Queen Mary for a couple years to do tours. So he was very tied up on Friday and Saturday nights, which was normally when we investigate. So he was very tied up to actually head down to Camarillo. But he did express interest in going back. Like I said, sadly he passed away a couple years after, and we didn't get a chance to take him back.
Okay.
Okay, and there was a question that somebody asked earlier, and they wanted to know what experience sticks out to you the most at Camarillo.
Wow. Honestly, that's so hard to say because there's been so many experiences there, and a lot of people that are in this chat room can identify with that because you know, Camarillo and in fact all the buildings in Camarillo have so much activity. I would have to say that the one time that there was that sticks out to me the most would have to be in the RT building, which was a receiving and treatment building. This is a time back then when we were taking like 25, 30 people there. We split up into teams. I decided to take one team over to the morgue, which was located underneath about 2 flights of stairs underneath the RT building. There was a group of about 6 of us that headed down to the morgue. As we were walking down there, like I said, the building is the morgue is located underground, so there's no windows or anything that lead to the outside. As we were walking down there, there was a door that slammed very hard, and honestly scared the hell out of us. So, in fact, that's in one of the clips in that YouTube video. Along with that, there was an EVP that we did catch that that basically it was a mail that said "Don't go there." So I caught that afterwards. Of course, I found that out afterwards. But that was probably the scariest thing. In fact, there was 2 doors that slammed on us. There was one upstairs of the RT building where we're heading down to the stairway that slammed first. As we headed downstairs, heading towards the morgue, there was another door just slammed really hard and really scared me, or scared all of us. So I immediately got on the radio and called my friend and said, "Hey, I need you guys over here because there's a lot of activity happening right now, and we kind of need backup over here." So, because we had a couple female investigators that got really scared when that happened. So, I would say that one probably sticks out to me the most.
And with your old team, it seems like you guys were at Camarillo a lot. Did you guys ever have any other investigations? I mean, did you go on private investigations, or besides Camarillo, what other place would you guys frequent a lot?
Well, honestly, we hit up a lot of locations that a lot of public locations. We did do a lot of private investigations. Those were actually my favorite because I like doing private residences because I feel like it's more isolated. The activity, is more isolated, and you have a better chance of capturing evidence that way. And not only that, but obviously helping the family. But we did have a lot of private residence cases. We hit up a lot of the public or well-known places, obviously such as the Queen Mary, La Purísima Mission, which was our second favorite, next to Camarillo State Hospital, where we also caught a lot of activity there as well. So, back with my former team, we did a lot of cases around Southern California and a lot of public places there.
Okay. And your old team, there is a few people that had left that started
I'm not
their
sure
own
I can
team,
do that. I'm wearing headphones.
By themselves and stuff. And were you responsible for taking them to Camarillo and showing them the ropes over there?
We did.
You took me the first time, and you had told me once that you like taking I guess newbies over there, people that haven't heard of the place and stuff.
Yeah, we did.
Do you feel that your old team was responsible for getting the paranormal world to know Camarillo?
Well, not necessarily. A lot of people had already heard about Camarillo. In fact, a lot of people had already investigated Camarillo. I don't ever take credit for any of that. I don't like to. I think that we kind of helped steer some people over there. And like I said, like you mentioned before, taking newbies there, people that hadn't investigated, because I always say that if you haven't done any paranormal investigating until you've gone to Camarillo, because the place is just so full of energy and full of activity. So yes, we did take a lot of people there, and these people did experience a lot of activity there for themselves, and me personally, had it not been for Camarillo State Hospital, I probably would have quit investigating many years ago, because that's a place that really sticks out the most for me and really gave me a lot of experience, a lot of activity, and really kept me going, because of all the amount of EVPs that we collected. Not only that, but the amount of things that we witnessed there. It just kept me going back. And I know for a lot of people that we took there, all they could talk about was going back. We have to go back. We have to find another way in or another building, and to get into. So it was it's always been a fascinating place, and it's a special place.